It's really difficult to know at the moment. I think you're totally right. If this new independent group, a terrible name by the way, I'm assuming it's a stopgap,
isn't it?
No, indeed. So I think if this remains a home for some disaffected Labour rejects, then this is going to wither on the vine. Even if it gets more Labour MPs. I think we saw a letter back in December. 17 MPs signed a letter calling for a second referendum. All of the MPs who broke away yesterday signed that letter. There's about sort of 4 or 5 more who I think are probably going to follow in the next few weeks, and that's how they're going to try and keep this momentum going forward. But they need this to be a cross-party enterprise, and for that you need to have Tory MPs breaking away as well. And I think if you got the likes of Joe Johnson, Sam Gyimah, Justin Greening into the mix, then this becomes a genuine sort of cross-party centrist enterprise which could actually sort of cut through, because there is a gap in the market for a centrist party.
I just congratulated the last man in that seat for the longevity in his position since 1994. Quite frankly, any MP that joins the independent group or whatever they're going to call themselves when they finally do call themselves a party, which I'm told inevitably they will do as well, they have limited lifespan as an MP, because historically in the UK, in the first past the post system, not many of their MPs, even if they get a groundswell of support like UKIP did at one stage, they won't get MPs. That is a fact of the British system, isn't it?
It's absolutely the right point, and I think the first past the post system is brutal for new parties. I think and the 2015 election was quite instructive in this. The UKIP managed to win 12.5% of the vote. How many MPs did they get? They got 1 MP. They won millions of votes. And so I think the key thing for this party is they have to concentrate their support in certain areas. Otherwise, they're just a spoiler party. And that's I think the launch yesterday was quite interesting. They were talking about. They were castigating the Labour Party, and they wanted to sort of make out that it was the Labour Party that moved, not them, because they wanted to make sure that they didn't look like sort of party traitors. But the other thing they're also trying to do is they're trying to sort of talk about the idea that politics as a whole is broken, that there needs to be a sort of a new politics, that this tribalism needs to sort of be dispensed with. Why are they doing that? Because they know that they need to take votes for the Conservatives and the Lib Dems as well if they stand any chance of success. And I think at the moment, as I say, if it's just Labour MPs who are leaving, that's going to be quite difficult. And I think what you could end up seeing is that they just take votes from Labour and then they open the way to the Conservatives. That's not what they want to do. They want to take votes from all parties.
So this is not en marche. This is not Emmanuel Macron type of endeavour to recreate the political system in the UK, is what you're saying. But a spoiler party could be different in terms of the outcome of what it means for Brexit. So talk us through the implications of having this group of Labour MPs there that are not really aligned to the party but could still stop Labour from having a true opposition voice around Brexit.
Well, I think the interesting thing about the timing of this breakaway was really interesting, because I think everyone knew that this was coming, but everyone thought it was going to happen after Brexit Day. They thought, 29th of March, because it's not the right time to go for this. As it is, they found a really slow news week. They're getting acres of coverage, which is working out very well for them. But I think the reason they've gone at this stage is because they've lost all hope that the Labour Party leadership is going to embrace a second referendum. And I think if they thought that was possible, they would have stayed and try and make that happen. The fact they haven't suggests they think that's never going to fly. So I think there is this sort of the impression that I get from this is that they believe that Brexit is locked in. Second referendum that they've been looking for is not going to happen, and they're looking to what happens after Brexit has been enacted. And I think the key thing that I would mention here is that Brexit. The withdrawal agreement refers to how the UK leaves. The future relationship is still up for grabs, and I think this is what this new party is about, trying to mould that debate going forward.
Richard, who next? I know that there are various Tories that have been talked about in connection with the new party and the possibility that some of them would be attracted at this point. And then whilst, this is a splinter group of 7 so far, if there were more defections to it, that would have implications, I think, more serious implications for the leadership of Jeremy Corbyn and John McDonnell. So how do you read the runes?
So, okay, well, first thing I would say is that I think John McDonnell and Jeremy Corbyn have, they've won a civil war in the Labour Party. They are, I think unless the two of them die, I don't think they're going anywhere. That's one thing. But I do think in terms of further defections, as I said, there are going to be, I think it's inevitable there will be more defections from Labour. I think the question is how many. And I think I would say we're going to see sort of maybe 4 or 5 for sure. But the really interesting thing yesterday was Tom Watson, who's the deputy leader of the party, was sort of essentially lamenting the direction of the Labour Party. He was talking very similar language to a lot of these defectors. And so I think, if you saw people from the really, the top echelons of the party leaving, then that actually looks like this is, at the moment, this is a sort of splintering. I think for it to be really called a genuine split, you would want to see those people go as well.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.